Hello, it's Gem Games here once again, and in this video we're going to make the weapons to be able to have multiple fire types, and also we will add the fire type text here to the screen so we can see which fire type we are currently using. Okay, and also we're going to add a key so we can change the fire type, of course. So yeah, let's get started. First, we want to go to the weapon struct. Here we have the fire type. Okay, now let's go to the structure, and we want to change this fire type from single to array. Now let's go to the default values. We want to add a element to here. Okay, and we can just leave it to single fire. Or actually, in this case, let's leave it to automatic because most of our weapons are automatic. Okay, now let's save. Let's close. And let's go to the weapon data table. Now here on the first one, the pistol B, let's open the fire type and let's change this to the single fire because we want the pistol to be single fire. And the second one, SKAR4, let's add a fire type here. So now we have two elements, automatic and burst, okay? And you can obviously add whatever fire types you want. And where do we have the shotgun here? Let's change this to be shotgun. I think later on we will make this shotgun not to be here on the fire types list, but to make it have like own thing here. But yeah, for now it will work like this. So let's say now we can close this. And yeah, let's go to the project settings and to the input, and let's add a new action mapping. Let's call this action mapping. Change fire type, something like that. And let's map it to, I think B is pretty good. You can obviously map it to whatever you want. Now let's close this, and we want to go to the BB first person character. Let's open it. And now let's actually close these other things except the event graph. Now let's create a new function. Let's call this get fire types or something like that. And here let's add an input, and the input will be called fire types, and the variable type will be fire type enum and array, like that. Now from here we want to promote this to a variable, and this can just be called fire types. Yeah, let's actually move this under the weapon status, and up here over the fire type. Okay, and now let's rename this old fire type single variable. Let's call it fire type in use. Okay, and actually I want to rename this to be fire type with the capital T. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. But I like to add capitals to everywhere basically. Okay, now let's get from the fire types, and let's get a 0 in the index. And now from here we want to get our fire type in use, and we want to set it. So we are basically getting all the fire types from the weapon data table, and we're getting the first one, which will be our starting fire type, and we will set it to be in use. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to compile, and why does what? Okay, I don't know what was that. That was some weird glitch, but yeah. Actually, we can do this one thing now. Now we have this error here on the when we click this here on the set weapon stats, because now we don't have the weapon data fire type anymore here. So we can cut this link to the fire type in use. So Alt and left click, and we can also delete this from here. Now what we want to do, we want to get the fire types and set it here on the 10.0 and here on the first. Now let's get the weapon data fire type to here. Okay. So we'll just call this function on the when we set the weapon stats. Now we can compile, save all, and we can actually close this. Now we want to go to the first person map, and we want to go to the HUD folder and to the player HUD. And here on the player HUD, on the designer, let's go to here where we have this row 2 size box weapon name border. And here under the weapon name border, or actually here on the weapon name text, we want to wrap this with a horizontal box. Okay, now we want to duplicate this weapon name text. Now we want to select this new one to text 1 to duplicate, and we want to actually call this FIRETYPE text. And now let's move this FIRETYPE text left to here, and let's set this to be like burst, so we can just see how it looks. Now I think I want to set this font to be a little bit smaller. You don't obviously have to do it if you don't want, but I want to set it to like 12. Now I want to align it to the center vertically like this. And here on the padding, actually, let's first select the horizontal box and let's set this padding to be like 0. Okay. And now let's select the burst, FIRETYPE text, and let's add a padding of 5 to the left. And here on the AK-47, let's add like 5 to the right. Now we want to horizontal alignment, set it to be right align horizontally. And click fill. So now it will be there. And I think I want to set the vertical alignment to the middle also. And here in the burst, also I want to set this to fill. Actually, I don't want to set this to fill, sorry. So yeah, now we have the FIRETYPE here and the weapon name here. Now let's check that this is variable. Yes, it is. Now let's compile. Let's save all and let's go to the graph. Now here on the event graph, we want to find some empty space. Okay, this is not actually looking very clean. Let's make a cleaning episode soon. But for now, let's find some empty space. For example, from here, let's right click and create a custom event. Let's call this set FIRETYPE. Oh, that was not correct. Sorry. Do I have caps lock? Yes, I do. Set FIRETYPE. And now to here, we want to add an input, and this will be called new FIRETYPE. Variable type will be FIRETYPE enum and a single. Now we want to get our FIRETYPE text, which should be here. Where is it? Why can't I see it? Oh, sorry, I'm stupid. Here, FIRETYPE text. Let's get it. Let's set text under the content like this. Now let's move this a little bit further down. Let's get from the text and let's get a select node. Now let's connect this to the index so we get all the available like enums or like enumerators that the this variable has. Now we want to just set here the things that the text, the thing that the text will say on basically on the HUD. So single fire, we can call it like single or single fire or whatever. I will call this automatic to auto. Shotgun, I will call like, let's just call it single, I don't know. Later on, I think we will remove this from here and change it to be on the other part of the thing. Here on the burst, let's set it to be burst, and so on. And you can obviously set these to be whatever you want, but yeah. Now let's compile, save. Well, why do we have the okay, that was a glitch. So let's close the player HUD. And now here on the get FIRETYPES, what we want to do next is we want to right click and get HUD ref. And from the HUD ref, we want to set FIRETYPE. And we want to just connect this FIRETYPE in use to be here, like that. So let's compile and save again. Okay. My Unreal is having some weird problems again. It crashed like third time today, or maybe fourth, I don't know. But yeah, so let's open it again, get FIRETYPES, and it deleted all the things that we added. I will have to check if we have all the things on the player HUD still. I think that we have, but I'm not sure. Yes, we do have, so we can continue. I will quickly just add those things again. So now let's compile and let's save all again. Okay, now it worked. Now what we want to do, we want to create a new function called change FIRETYPE. And here on the change FIRETYPE, what we want to do, we want to first get our FIRETYPES array. From here, we want to get length of the array, and we want to -1 from it, so we can get it basically from 0 to the last index. The length we'll get, if we have 2, it will get 1 and 2, so the length will be 2, and we need it to start from 0, so let's -1 from it. Now let's promote this to a local variable, and let's call this local variable FIRETYPE max index or something like that. And now we want to get the FIRETYPES again, the array, and we want to for each loop with break. Okay. And yeah, now from the array index, we want to promote this to a local variable also. And let's call this FIRETYPE index. Now what we want to do is we want to get from the array element, and we want to check if it's equal enum, like this. And let's add a reroute to here. We want to check if it's equal to the FIRETYPE that we have right now, so FIRETYPE in use. Let's actually align these better, like this. So we want to check if we're basically checking from the start in order on every index here, if it's the FIRETYPE that is in use right now. So we can find the FIRETYPE that we are basically the number in the array. So let's add a branch, and if it is the same FIRETYPE, so we basically found our FIRETYPE in use, then what we want to do, we want to get the FIRETYPE index, and we want to add 1 to it, and we want to promote that back to the FIRETYPE index. So we're basically going to the next index. Okay? And after that, we want to check if that index is greater than the max index. So we don't go over the max index. So if we have 3 different FIRETYPES and we're trying to go to the 4, then the next thing will happen. So let's add a branch. Let's check this here. And if we do go over it. Then we want to set the fire type index to be 0. So we go back to the start. Okay? And after that, we want to get our fire type in use, and we want to set it here. Now let's add a reroute to here and connect this to the false. Let's add 2 more reroutes, maybe to here. So if we when we add 1 to the fire type index, so we're basically getting the next fire type. If it's not bigger or greater than the fire type max, then we will just continue. If it is, we will set it back to 0, so it will go to the first. Now here, what we want to do is we want to get our fire types enum again, and we want to get a reference, and we want to get it by the fire type index and connect it to here. So we will set that to be the next fire type in use. And then we want to get the HUD ref, and we want to set fire type from here, like this. Then what we also want to do, we want to get the auto fire timer, and we want to clear it so we don't have any glitches with that. Because if we don't clear it and we are shooting like a burst or automatic fire, then when we change it, it might glitch. And yeah. After that, what we want to do, we want to get from this and go all the way back here and connect this to the brake. Now let's see if it's aligned correctly. And it was. Okay, pretty nice. And so, yeah, I think we have everything set here. So let's compile. Hope we don't crash. Let's save all. Yes. Let's go to the event graph. Let's find some empty space, maybe down here. Let's right click and search for a change fire type. Oh, my phone is ringing. So change fire type. And it is not this one. I'm stupid. So change fire type action events. This is the one that we want. Now from here, we want to call that function that we just had here. So change fire type from rest. And now when we compile, we save all. Let's actually add even more fire types to the weapon so we can see that it works. But let's first try with 2 fire types. So let's play. Let's go and buy the, why this is lagging so much, I don't know. Let's buy the weapon. Now when we press B, you can actually see here the automatic. And when we press B, it will not change it. Okay? Okay, we have a little error here. So let's go to the event graph. Let's go to our begin play. So we're creating our HUD ref here, but we're trying to already call it here on the set weapon stats. So what I want to do here, I want to cut this link. I want to move this create a player HUD up here and get everything after the add mapping context from here. Sorry, actually, let's move this first away. Now let's get everything from here. Move it to here. Cut this link. So, like that. So now we're just making sure that we create the player HUD before we call any of those like other functions that need that. Because now our set weapon stats needs it because we have the new set get fire type there. So compile and let's save all. Let's play. Should work. and it is not working for some reason. And I found the problem here on the change fire type. After we found our fire type from the array, here fire type index add, we have to add 1. I think I told you that we will have to add 1 there, but I didn't do it myself. I don't know why. So let's compile. Let's save all. Let's go to the first person map. Let's play. Now it will work. Hope. Yeah, it will work. So burst, auto when we shoot. Burst, auto. Okay. Now let's add another fire type to there, to the weapon table, just to check that it works. So let's add the single fire, for example. Now let's play. Now we should be able to change between all those 3 fire types. So auto, burst, and single. Yeah, everything is working. Now I will just remove the single fire from there because I don't want that to be there. But yeah, I actually think that was all for this video. If you like what you saw, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you in the next one. Bye.